Hey, what's going on, guys? Pineapple Sway. It's bringing you guys the Captain Boomerang build, as I like to call it, the stacked deck Captain Boomerang builder, bringing back an old weapon, and you might hear a special guest in the background, and that's Patches. If you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing as always. For our firearm 2 slot, we have the Psycho Pirate Shotgun, although I only have the Master 3 version, and then for our melee, I don't have any melees for Boomerang, so once again, we're just running what we have, and then obviously we have the Corrupted Heatwave Grenade, because obviously that's what makes this build. And then we have the full gear set for Catwoman Tier 1. And then our Traversal, this is to help us stay alive since I'm not really the best with Boomer, as you'll see, as you'll see from the gameplays. But I will say, and then here's a look at the talent tree. I will say though, I have been coming up with a new build and crafting something new that I think a lot of you guys will like. It's pretty similar to the builds I've already been showcasing, but I think it's a little bit better, especially for what specifically we're running, and I'll have it for Harley probably here soon. I'm not gonna really give a giveaway for what it is because I kind of want to keep that a surprise, but it does still revolve around the Catwoman gear set. It's just a few minor changes that I made to it that can make it really, really good for high mastery. And you could probably run it for any character as well, but I'll be getting into that. Probably, you guys will probably see that video tomorrow, or maybe on Tuesday, because you'll see this video on Monday, as Patches is letting her voice be known. I don't even know if y'all can hear her, but in case you guys don't know who Patches is, while I'm showing this Captain Boomerang build, Patches is my cat. So, yep, she likes to sort of make guest appearances on videos from time to time by meowing as loud as she can. Sometimes my mic picks it up, sometimes it doesn't, but so yeah, she's probably hungry right now as I'm recording this video at 2:30 in the morning and trying to bring you guys content because hey, I said I was gonna upload every single day of October, and I'm trying to hold on to that promise. So back to the Boomerang build. I feel like what was missing here for this build was the Corrupted Steel Jacket. If you guys are a lot better at the game than me, you can definitely utilize the Corrupted Steel Jacket in Boomerang's movement. I will say though, playing this gameplay, I was a lot better than I was last season with Boomer. He felt really fluid, and I was starting to kind of understand how his traversal works, and I was actually having a lot of fun. It's just weird kind of staying on the ground all the time. Like once I was able to get that flow going and get like the perks activated, like the casino perk where it shows like the different like numbers and stuff, like I was really able to see my damage ramp up, and I was trying to hit shield harvest but wasn't really letting me do that. So this was actually a pretty difficult mission, I'm not gonna lie. Or it wasn't difficult, that's difficult's not the right word, just very tedious because it took me like 6 minutes. Probably because I just haven't played with Boomerang at all this season, while the next mission you'll see showcased is a much more quicker, easier, faster mission. I finished the second mission in like 3 minutes, so there was that. While this one, I was still trying to just learn, get a good flow and whatnot to sort of, and plus two, I didn't want to die, because if I rush in there and die, then it's not really good for YouTube. While if I at least try to stay alive, then it's pretty good. Well, I will say I did go down near the end of this video for this first gameplay, and then in the second gameplay I went down once because I ended up falling off the map. But yeah, this was a really fun Boomerang build. I really like the gear set this season. It's just a ton of fun. Honestly, with Catwoman, I really liked what Rocksteady had planned, and I look forward to the Redux season, in all honesty, with Two-Face, Bane, and Scarecrow. And then obviously, I think Season 4 is supposed to be Ra's al Ghul, and I want to say, I think it's Doomsday, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I know Ra's al Ghul is definitely getting his infamous gear set. So, you know, we have a lot more builds and gear sets to look forward to practice and try out. But yeah, Catwoman for me though has definitely been the best gear set they've released, and because it really works with any character. Sometimes I feel like certain gear sets are only good for certain characters, like especially with Season 0. Season 0, I feel like Deadshot was kind of the only usable character in my opinion. Just and then Boomerang as well, just because of the mutators and how the gear sets worked in that season. That's just my opinion though. Obviously, too, Season 0 just isn't really a good season because the mutators are bad. Everything about it's bad. The gear set's bad. The enemies are bad. It's just not good. While this season offers a lot more, I feel like, fluidity in what you can do. And, it's the first gear set that really isn't Suicide Strike based, because that's another problem I've had with gear sets in this game, is how they've all been Suicide Strike based. And there's nothing problem with suicide. There's no problem with suicide strikes. It's just they're not good. They're not really effective. While at least with this build, hey, we're able to spawn a grenade at any time. Right there, I tried to hit a traversal attack to get my shield back, but ended up going down. But we ended up finishing the mission. But like what I said, this mission took a little bit of time. Kind of my fault. Just didn't want to die, because obviously, like what I said, I want to bring you guys good gameplay. And right there, we tried to hit a shield harvest, but we ended up throwing an afflicted melee, so that happened. But we barely survived when we finished off this mission. Bit of a struggle for me, but the next mission is much better gameplay. I promise you guys that. And if you're good with Boomerang and his movement, because the movement really isn't complex, it's just I just wasn't really used to being grounded all the time, because I mean he basically always is in the ground. He doesn't really although I will say in the second mission I was getting a ton of airtime. I was starting to kind of figure him out, and it was actually funny just chilling in the air and shooting enemies from above. But I would say, like, he's not really an air superiority character like Harley, Joker, and like Lawless and Deadshot. Like, they're obviously going to be spectacular in the air, while like Boomerang and King Shark are more like the grounded characters, which there's no problem with that. It's just, I'm not really the best at it, but I know, there's definitely people, because a lot of people have been requesting for Boomerang builds. I know there's a lot of y'all that are obviously going to be a lot better with Boomerang, but you probably just are unsure what to run. So hey, you guys at least have this build now to run for Captain Boomerang. And trust me, it's super effective. It's really, really good. It's a lot of fun using this build, and then switching from shotgun to, SMG. I wish I was able to use the shotgun a little bit more, because the Psycho Pirate is so good, but sometimes I kind of just lose track, and I was kind of forgetting, so I was just running my SMG. But as you can see right there, I switch. Got a nice kill there, and then right here, I don't even know what happened. I was trying to kill him, but he didn't die. He took a ton of grenades and just kind of refused to die. But I was trying to sort of mix it up here, switching back and forth from SMG to shotgun, and then I was kind of like in a flow state. I don't know, it was weird. Like, I felt like I was doing really, really good with Boomerang with like the movement, and I was kind of just flying all over the place. And right here, I tried to hit the traversal to stay alive, and then I tried to go over here and Suicide Strike, but I ended up hitting the left bumper, and then that's how I got knocked. But it's kind of my fault. So, but I would say, like, compared to last time, I think I went down like 4 times playing as Captain Boomerang in my last build video, while this time I only went down twice, and it was kind of my own stupidity, not even really the game. So I'll take that. But yeah, basically back to what I was saying. Like, this build will probably be effective for like the rest of the game. Same thing with like the Poison Ivy gear set. Just stuff that's always good, and it's always going to be good. Especially too, like, the Poison Ivy gear set really isn't effective against Brainiac, while Cowman's gear set just shreds through Brainiac. Honestly, not really sure why, that is, but obviously, with how unstoppable Brainiac has felt in some seasons, I think it's time that we finally take the fight back to him. Especially too, like, being able to grind high mastery and take him down. It's a ton of fun, and it's, pretty rewarding, especially with how often we get corrupted gear now. But, we're basically about to finish this build. It's really good for Boomerang. I'll be talking about basically improvements and what I would change to the build to make it a lot better. But like what I said, gameplay, don't really take it as how the build actually works. It's just I'm not skilled with Captain Boomerang, So obviously if someone who will use this build, it'll probably be a lot better for someone like you, and obviously someone who mains Boomerang. But things I would change: if I had the Dr. Phosphorus corrupted SMG, I would definitely use that. I would change my melee and run an actual melee, probably Mad Hatter's 3-leaf clover, just so I can gain shield back and poison enemies, so I can break Green Lantern constructs or something with Craze. And then obviously traversal, I would run Steel Jacket corrupted. Anyways, this was Pineapple Sway. Peace out.